Hi everybody, I'm Sean from Team Hedgehog. Today I'm gonna introduce my team project and details of my personal prototype contributions. The project we are working on, named Hasaki, it is a hearing-centric shooting game for visually impaired people. The intention of this project is to help the visually impaired people train their hearing ability, which is one of the most essential things for them to feel the world, as well as enrich their entertainment beyond those monotonous traditional games to let them have more fun. The background story of this game is that the zombies invade, they force people to trap them in a building and destroy the power system, so people cannot see where zombies come from at night. At this time, our blind hero stands out. He has a super hearing ability and can hear where zombies come from at night, so he carries a gun and shoot against zombies to protect all the people. The basic interaction way of this game is that there will be 4 audio players in the front, back, left, and right of the user. The player can play the sound of zombies attack randomly, like. Then the user has to judge where the sound comes from and feed back towards that direction. To achieve our intended interaction experience, the first thing for me is to find a feasible interaction solution. So I did brainstorming, talk to teachers, and then come up with some initial possible solutions. The first is the red laser transmitter and receiver. In this case, the system can know user's movement by detecting whether the laser cut it off. Second is the camera recognition. Targeted pictures can be placed in the 4 directions, and once the camera is aimed at it, means users shoot at it. Third is the position tracking. It can read the X, Y, Z coordinates to calculate the position of user. Fourth is the infrared remote. The receivers in the 4 directions can receive the signal transmitted from the remote controller. Finally, the 4 arrow in joystick just fit in 4 directions in our game. Finally, taking all the constraints into consideration, such as the accuracy of judgment, the innovation, the difficulty, and the safety issue, I decided to carry on infrared remote control and joystick. I first tried with the joystick. I used LEDs to reflect the operation with 4 directions. I would make it into a gun if it is used. However, I later found out joystick has already been used in game for the blind people. Therefore, I decided to try something else new. Then I moved to infrared remote. I started with single receiver and found out that the signal of the remote can be received and produce a value on the Arduino. Once I get a value of each button, I can use it as an input to control the system. Then I tried with 2 receivers work together and was clear that it can work with 4 receivers successfully if receivers placed in suitable locations. Before I set up all the devices, I made evaluations with my roommates to see how would the intended experience like. Then the simulated scene made me realize that because turning back can result in losing directions for people cannot see easily, because it would force them move their footsteps and cannot find the original place. So I removed the audio and receiver at the back. Then I decided to make the remote controller into a gun. The circuit for each button of the Arduino remote controller has 2 electrodes. Connecting with the 2 electrodes means this button is pressed. Therefore, I connected them with wire jumpers and attached them with the gun trigger, which means pulling the trigger equals to press the button. Then I set up 3 receivers and tested them with different distance and angles. They would work perfectly together if they are placed in a suitable location. This code shows how they work. This tree of number on the left is the value of the down arrow in the remote controller. I read it and use it as an input. Whenever the receiver receives this signal, the corresponding LED will be on, like the code on the right shows. So basically, the intended interaction experience will be like this. When every team members will come together and refine the final project. The whole intended game will be like that. There will be a voice recognition system to start or end the game at any time. I'll choose the game mode, since voice control is more convenient for our targeted users. The plot mode will tell a background story first and start the game as I just showed before. User in each level has 3 health. Health would minus 1 when they miss to shoot the right target. As the game goes to next level, sound of wind or rain will be added as interference. The frequency of zombie attack will be increased and the interval will be shortened as well. And there's no storytelling in the challenge mode. The time of the successful fightback will be counted in this mode for competition with friends. So the next step for me is to connect Unity, audio track, and Arduino together. The basic logic for my part is to get the time of zombies attack audio played and detect whether the receiver with the audio player play the sound, receive the signal in a certain time. If no, health minus 1 and play a hurt sound from user, and if it is yes, the successful operation add 1 and then play the sound of dying zombie. And then move to next level when the successful operation reach to a certain value. I hope this game will help visually impaired people improve their hearing ability and live a more convenient life, as well as have fun from it. And hope you like it too. Thank you.